I've done that.
South Hockey Network live on YouTube, live from the campus of Lake Forest College at the Alumni Memorial Fieldhouse. It is time for the second meeting between these two teams in as many days. The Glenbrook South Titans on the road facing the Lake Forest Scouts. This is the Wintrust South Hockey Network. We thank Glenview Bank and Trust as always for being our presenting sponsor and making these broadcasts possible. You know me. My name is Dylan Ward, and to my right is a voice you've probably heard many times, but for the first time on a broadcast and with the headset on, it's none other than Sam Schwartz here doing color with me. Sam, welcome to the broadcast.
It's great to be here. As you said, I do a lot of games on PA, but it's great to be on the other side, try something new. I can't promise I'll do an amazing job, but I'll do a job. We'll see how things go.
Well, these two teams played last night in the SHL game of the week. Anthony Pasquale, Luke Jordan, and Wes Anderson had that call for you. Glad to be back on the South Hockey Network. GBS won that game 2-1, but Sam, in many years, Lake Forest, not to say it was a gimme game, but maybe an easier game on the SHL schedule. That has not been the case this year.
Yeah, Lake Forest has been anything but easy here. Another thing to consider, Dylan, is when you take the 10 teams, Lake Forest had a pretty quick start. In fact, they played the most games in the SHL so far. This could be their 13th of the season. And meanwhile, on the other side, you've got Glenbrook South. They're on the opposite end. They've played the fewest. This is only their 7th game.
Yeah, GBS always tends to start the SHL season a little bit late, and this year they were the last team to start on October the 4th in a 5-2 victory over the York Dukes. But for GBS, if they can win this game, it'll be 10 wins on the overall season and 5 in SHL play. They come in 4-2, and on the overall season, 9-3. As for Lake Forest, they're sitting at 500, not just win percentage, but points percentage in league play, 6-6. 9-7 on the overall season, and these two teams, Lake Forest is now in its 4th year in the SHL, and definitely a rivalry has been building between these two sides. They met last year in the state tournament in the quarterfinals, round of 16, and they also met another time besides last night this year in the preseason invitational where the Titans won 4-1.
Yeah, and another thing to consider, Dylan, here is Lake Forest, for just the second time in league play this year, are playing back-to-back days. Just last week, they had a 3-1 loss to Viator on Saturday, so that'd be 8 days ago on the 18th. And the very next day, they come back and beat York. And again, York, even though they got off to a bit of a cold start this year, they're nothing special either. Excuse me, I said that completely backwards. They're nothing to overlook here. Every game, I mean, you have Carmel beating Stevenson, beating Carmel, beating Lake Forest, beating New Trier. We can have anybody beating anybody this year.
Hey, I know Carmel and New Trier are playing right now at North Shore Ice Arena. We'll be checking in on that score as it goes along, but what looked like it was going to be a year of not a lot of parity, a couple of 10-goal outbursts by teams early in the schedule. Maybe game to game, it's been a little lopsided, but in the standings overall, it was one of the earliest, at least earliest I can remember, that each team in the SHL had 1 win and 1 loss on October 5th. And usually you see New Trier go out to win their first 7-8 games, Loyola as well. And as well as that, a team on the bottom of the standings go a little while without winning their first game. But parity is alive and well, as it has been in very many recent years in the SHL.
Dylan, if Lake Forest can win this game, we are in late October now. They would find themselves in 2nd place, tied with St. Viator with 14 points. That would be ahead of New Trier regardless of what they do today. Now, that said, they would have 4 more games than St. Viator, but this is hockey. As you know, we don't go by points percentage unless it's a tiebreaker at the end. We go by absolute points.
13 games after tonight is pretty incredible, considering the fact that without Fenwick, just 27 regular season games. That's just shy of half the schedule still in the month of October.
Absolutely.
So the teams are meeting by their benches. The Titans are wearing their gold jerseys with the blue names and numbers, South written diagonally. Across the front, a la New York Rangers. As for the Lake Forest Scouts, this has become their primary home jersey over the last few years. A black look with gold and blue trimming. Sam, we've got a battle of blue and gold teams here.
I don't say it enough. I'm a huge jersey nut. I know I don't talk about it here. I don't talk too much during the game anyways. I'm usually in the penalty box, but these jersey combinations, the SHL does a great job with their jersey designs, but these two schools particularly have a great color scheme.
All right, 17 minutes are on the clock. Period number 1 just about to get started. Titans ready for the opening face-off. They'll go from left to right on your screen. Asher Vanderplug against Carter Savage, and we are underway. Here comes Cosmeter. Pardon me, that's Jackson Ventura dumping this one in. Nelson battling with him below the scout goal line. Now Valenti's taken down. Could have been a call, wasn't. Boris up to Luke Fagan. Now to the captain, Mulvey, left point. Off the boards, down to the far side corner for Teddy McCrulis, the sophomore. Boris tied for the lead in points on this Titan team. He had the sole possession before last night's game. Owen Cosmeter, Asher Vanderplug, and Ryan Mulvey joined Zach Boris with 6 points in SHL play. Now for Lake Forest, this is Michael Catalano, a veteran of this team. Couldn't get around another veteran, Ryan Mulvey, in his senior year, playing on his 4th year with Varsity 1. Catalano now, nice backhand pass to Strothman, and that just misses the net of Preston on the rebound. That one also stopped by Thomas Preston. Some quick action here, an offensive burst by Lake Forest. This is the team you can't take lightly this season, as we talked about in the open. 2 victories over New Trier already on the season, alongside a victory over Loyola and St. Viator and York. Here's Asher Vanderplug, who scored what was the winning goal in last night's game. That looked offside, and there is the call by the linesman.
And speaking of our officials today, one of these guys is brand new to both teams here. That would be Colin McGregor, but Jake Lestraccio is our other referee, and he's seen Lake Forest 3 times already, and this will be the 3rd time for GBS. So 4th for Lake Forest as well. He is no stranger to both of these coaches, Steve Sarauer and Jimmy Philbin.
Jimmy Philbin, upwards of 30 years coaching for Glenbrook South. I believe it's 39. Inducted into the AHI Illinois Hikes, or just Hockey in General Hall of Fame a couple of seasons ago, and well-deserved. He's wearing his classic white baseball cap, as he always does, behind the Titan bench. As we get a bit of a delay here, the official talking to Thomas Preston about his net. And you talk about the officials, Sam, such a cool feature, even in high school hockey at the SHL level, to have 2 refs, 2 linesmen is a big difference maker. And I'll tell you what, to have 4 guys in stripes out there, they do a pretty good job of getting out of the way of the play.
They sure do. The SHL, the only high school league to do that, though. The other leagues have 2 referees and a linesman. We'll talk about that later, though.
This one missed a man. It should go all the way down for icing. It does.
So AHI is actually doing a pilot program with USA Hockey where instead of defaulting to the normal 1 referee and 2 linesmen, they're actually flipping it. So 2 referees and 1 linesman. And if this goes well, which so far it's gotten some pretty good feedback, USA Hockey may adopt this system for all of its state members.
Yeah, 3 officials is nothing new in hockey. The NHL had 3 officials for a long time, but it's almost always 2 linesmen, 1 referee. But Sam, that's why it's so cool to have you on the broadcast, because you know so much about not just the SHL, but the entire high school hockey landscape. What a centering pass by Weiss. Now Charlie Preston gets a couple shots on Logan Marsh. He makes both saves. Now the other way comes Vidra. He will send this one in. Same goaltending matchup as we saw just 24 hours ago. Thomas Preston in net for GBS. He's played all 6 SHL games before today. A .201 goals allowed average, .929 save percentage. Logan Marsh has played 11, at least started 11 of the Scouts' 13 games with a goals allowed average of .213 and a save percentage of .930. Lake Forest has the exact same goaltending tandem as they did last year. Logan Marsh and Robert Krebs. Sent back into the Titan zone. Thomas Preston leaves it for his captain, Ryan Mulvey, who had an assist on the game winner by Vanderplug last night. Now to Braden Mendoza near side. Off the boards to Daniel Sokol. Sokol out to neutral ice. It finds Graham Vanderplug. Now Charlie Tubakanik with a shot And that one whistles past the right post. No save necessary on that one for Marsh. Behind the net, it's Nelson. Goes to the far side, Catalano. Near the scout bench, out to neutral ice, finds Grady Strothman. He's got some speed, takes a shot, and a nice blocker save made by Preston. On the rebound, towards the blue paint, into the glove. He will let play die.
Let's take a look at that last sequence right there. Look how he got that right in the air. The amount of coordination it is to do that. Just very quick, and then he gets a quality shot off as well. Of course, saved by Preston. He tracked that the entire way. Keeps this game scoreless, 3 and change into the game.
Shots on goal, 3-1 in favor of the Scouts. The Titans take a D-zone face-off. Lake Forest wins it. Pasquesi with a shot. Lots of bodies in front of Preston, but he's able to track that one, or at least the puck just found his pad. Now the Titans look to break out. Here comes Vanderploeg. 3 years as defense. Switched to forward this season. It's worked out well for him. We mentioned he's tied for the team lead in SHL points. 5 goals, 10 assists on the overall season as well for the Titans, which has been 12 games. Just the 6 SHL games and the 6 games at the preseason invitational for Glenbrook South. No other results from any other competitions or exhibitions.
We'll keep the theme of coordination going on here. Here was the play right after the face-off. And look how Preston tracks this one through traffic. Right off the face-off, Pasquesi takes the shot. You see it gets a little tip there. Preston saves it with no harm there. And on that tip there for Lake Forest was Stephen Valenti. Lake Forest with plenty of chances, 4 shots to 1. More than a shot a minute to start tonight's contest off.
One of the linesmen goes to report something to the penalty box, or at least just return a puck. Face-off coming to Preston's left. It'll be Teddy McCrulis against Callum Eggers. Lots of returning names on this Lake Forest team from last year. And Sam, all the newcomers, they just won a state championship at the JV level last season for Lake Forest, so maybe that has something to do with the way they've been gelling early on in the season. And a 6-6 record might not sound fantastic, but if you've been following this SHL the last few years, Lake Forest always a scare to miss the playoffs. I don't think there's going to be any worry about that this season. A lot of games left. Titans pressuring in the offensive zone. It's Zach Boris. Backhand pass to McCrulis. Behind the net, centered it. Boris finds a shot. That one stopped by Marsh. An easier save for Logan Marsh. Now Luke Fagan keeps the puck right point. Ventura backhands that one down below the goal line. Picked up by the Scouts. It's Michael Torelli. Off the near boards, just able to get that one past the stick of Luke Fagan, trying to defend that blue line. Torelli has to navigate a loose stick on the ice, and it's tipped out of the zone by the Scouts. Will it have enough? Not quite. Luke Fagan forced to play it, and no icing called. Two-tie out to neutral ice. Weiss tried to backhand that one in. Jono Weiss continues pressure. Takes a spill, and the Scouts will play it out to the neutral zone, but the Titans keep possession alive as Luke Fagan dumps it in. Two-tie plays it off the boards, takes a shot, and that one stopped by Marsh. A good scoring opportunity for GBS off a funny bounce. And Logan Marsh was quick to react to make that save. Michael Catalano now on the other side. Will Fagan picking his pocket. 3 sets of brothers on this Varsity Titans team this year. Luke and Will Fagan, Asher and Graham Vanderploeg, and Thomas and Charlie Preston. This one sent down. It'll be an icing, but here at the high school level, of course, the Titans will have the ability to change and get some fresh legs.
Let's take a look here at GBS's most recent chance.
Just a crazy hop off that corner board.
Yeah, point blank, but we're playing at a collegiate level ice rink right here.
Yeah.
They take good care of their boards and their ice.
Home of the Lake Forest Foresters at the Division III level. And Sam, you and I have both been to a lot of rinks in the area. Something special, you know, just a special feeling about this one. I think the biggest thing is it feels more like an arena rather than just a public facility.
Yeah, and they take good care of us up here too in Girard with all the amenities for broadcasting purposes. Also, as you know me, I'm in the penalty box dealing with the clocks and the scoreboards a lot. They have 3 clocks here. It's not center hung. They've got one behind both benches and one on either side. So there's no way anybody's going to forget how much time's left at any point.
10:58, as a matter of fact, here in the first period. Still waiting for our first goal between these two teams. A low-scoring battle between the Titans and Scouts last night. Saw no goals in the third period. Lake Forest actually struck first in that one. GBS came back. Now Pinto stick gets launched out of his hand. No slashing call was made by the official. And Louis looked to clear that off the high glass. It goes just out of play.
Let's see how that came out of his hands. Certainly wasn't expected. He's just taking the puck up normally there, and he's going to get sandwiched in. Looked like he may have just lost the grip for a moment, but no harm done.
4-2, the shots on goal in favor of Lake Forest.
I have a feeling that somebody might add at least one to Glenbrook South when the time this game is done, because there was at least one shot I saw that was definitely on net, not accounted for.
We have Joe Hoffer as our official scoreboard operator today in the top left corner of your screen. He's got it as 4-3, so that's a good pickup by you, Sam.
We're on the same page. It's tough when you don't have off-ice officials reviewing everything, especially on the far side. We appreciate the parents that do a thorough job, and Lake Forest this year has been very good. I know that's...
So we get back underway. Mulvey. Pressure from James Altonen, but back from Mulvey to the near side, Mendoza. Back in his own zone, the captain of this Titan team, Ryan Mulvey, dumping it in off the end boards and picked up by Jack Rancourt. Can't get it out past the right point. Here's Mendoza with a shot. Deflected in front, never hit the net, goes out of play.
Point blank looking for a deflection there. Clearly got it and then some. A little too much in the height.
Dylan Ward alongside Sam Schwartz today. Happy to have you with us on this early Sunday evening. Shot from Luke Fagan, some friendly fire. That hits Boris, who made the unintentional block on his own teammate. Robbins will dump it into the far side corner. Now Strothman, Catalano, but played out by Vanderplug. Actually, that was Jackson Ventura, but he takes a hit to make a play. McCrulis comes in. Passes to the near side. Luke Fagan with a shot. Gobbled up by Marsh. He hangs on.
They're getting some pretty set plays out here after crossing the line. That's not necessarily an on-man rush, but was able to avoid the defenders. But both goalies here. Marsh last night, despite being on the losing team, got the 3rd star of the game.
Yeah, he saw quite a few shots against Glenbrook South, a team that does average quite a few shots per game. Vanderplug in the slot, turns around, fires and scores! Asher Vanderplug picked the corner. Seeing eye shot from the left circle, and the Titans strike first. He's got goals in back-to-back games.
You keep winning faceoffs, you keep putting pucks on net, eventually it's going to go in, and he gets him near side there on the forehand shot. And Glenbrook South has broken the ice at 7:33.
What a shot. We mentioned it earlier, played defense his first 4 years. He's another 4-year varsity player here in his senior campaign, along with Ryan Mulvey. But switched to forward this year after playing a little bit of forward in the playoffs last season, both SHL and state. And it has worked out well for him, to say the least. That is his 6th goal of the season. Ties Ryan Mulvey, Teddy McCrulis for 3rd place in that department. Titans with a 3-0 record this season in the SHL when they score first. Again, they did win last night without scoring first. Able to come back against Lake Forest. But the Scouts a 500 2-2 when they allow the first goal. So lots of game to be played. Here's a nice pass finding Owen Cosmeter. He tried to backhand that one to Vanderplug, but it's intercepted by the Scouts. Maricini over the line, right wing side. Charlie Preston causing some pressure, and the puck is played all the way down by the Titans. It goes right on net, so no icing, off the near boards, and then with Tutai crashing, it'll be covered up. So how about that? It was probably meant to be an icing. Instead of a D-zone faceoff, it's going to be an offensive zone.
No live scoring from the Lake Forest folks, so we'll do our official scoring up here. That is a Glenbrook South goal scored by 23.
Asher Vanderplug.
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong sheet, I'm sorry. Or I'm looking at two Lake Forest sheets. Told you, amateur hour over here.
Welcome to the broadcast booth, Sam Schwartz.
So Vanderplug, the assists to Fagan and Cosmeter at 7:26 of the first.
I believe that was Will Fagan with that assist. That looked close to offside. They won't call it. We'll take a look at our next whistle. But meanwhile, the Scouts continue control. Catalano takes a shot, and Preston makes the save. 8 minutes to go in the first. Charlie Preston, and to help this one out of the zone, it will stay in, but now come out. And Jonah Weiss with speed comes over the line left wing side. Plays that one ahead of Strothman. Now he centers it, looking for Tutai, hit the side of the net. But a great idea by Jonah Weiss. And the other way comes Lake Forest, but that pass hits a skate. Here comes Weiss again down the right wing side, waiting for some help. He'll play it off the boards, looking for Blake Hoffer. Didn't find him. Now Mulvey will get it to Hoffer. He centered it, intercepted by Savage, and he will come the other way. Savage to Nelson. And Ryan Mulvey steals it away. Made it look easy. Valenti with a shot, and getting in the way of that was Will Fagan. Both Luke and Will Fagan, both looking for their first SHL goals of the season. Luke Fagan had a red-hot preseason invitational with 4 goals and an assist, but just 1 assist so far in SHL play. Now a 2-on-1 developing. It's Blake Hoffer with Cosmeter, gets it over. Here's a shot, and getting in the way of that was Preston Louis making the save. Not even to call that a block, Sam. That was a save as far as I'm concerned. Here's Valenti the other direction, looking to respond. Here's the shot. That one stopped by Preston, and the whistle sounds. Before we look at the other replays, I did just want to see if this was offside. It looked like it in real time.
It looked like it was still on the line there, Dylan.
Oh, right here.
Oh, this next play.
Looks like we just don't get his skate to have conclusive evidence.
Great play to keep this a 1-0 game, meanwhile, by Lou.
And by the way, Sam, is that goals and assists official video reviewed?
You bet.
Love that. Here at GBS, at least we make sure all of the Titans players' goals are correctly recorded because we have the video from each and every game to prove it.
Lake Forest College, actually one of, if not one of the only venues without live barn.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Northbrook.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Northbrook, right?
Yeah. Twin Rinks, they have their own system.
That's right.
Any of the Black
Some
Bear,
form.
Heartland, DuPage.
This one deflected, so no icing. 6:05 to go in the first. Here's a centering pass by Daniel Sokol below the goal line. Didn't find his man. Graham Vanderplug. By the way, with Asher Vanderplug's 2 goals in the last 2 games, he has officially surpassed his younger brother. Graham had 2 goals on the season. Asher with just 1 coming into this weekend, but now he's got 3. Dylan Ward alongside the great Sam Schwartz. Glad to have you with us. Gerard Boris, our technical engineer, and Joe Hoffer doing the scoreboard in the top left corner of your screen. We've got all 4 members of our broadcast crew in the same fantasy hockey league, by the way.
I'm not looking too good. 0-3 unless we can do something good today.
Yeah, well, Sam had a tough start to the fantasy baseball season and ended up winning it all. That one goes on net. Yeah. To the near side, it's Grady Strothman. Off the end boards, over to Rancourt. Out to neutral ice. Robbins tried to tip it in, but Will Fagan takes it away. Gets it up to McCrulis. Puck bounces over a stick, goes to Boris. Nice centering pass for Ventura. Just couldn't pull it to his forehand for a good shot. Shots on goal are 6-6 here at Alumni Memorial Fieldhouse. Since Lake Forest joined the SHL, the Titans with a 7-2 record against them. Actually now 8-2 if you count last night in league play. Titans swept them each of their first 2 years, but Actually, last year, Sam, you might remember the Scouts took the season series over the Titans in regular season play, 2-1.
Yeah, I believe the away team, if I'm not mistaken, won all 3 of those games. Lake Forest.
You know, I think you might be right.
Yeah, because Glenbrook South got to host 2 of 3, and I remember I was here for the game Glenbrook South had.
Is that the one where my cousin Jimmy was in the booth with me?
I believe so. Good memory.
Great place to broadcast here at Alumni Memorial Fieldhouse. Puck being battled for far side half boards. Comes free. Ryan Mulvey springs ahead. Cosmeter, he's got himself a breakaway. Owen Cosmeter is hooked from behind. It might be a penalty shot. And we'll see what the call is here. No official signal as the referee who called it is discussing with one of the linesmen. And they continue to discuss to see if they want to call this a penalty shot or not. What would you have called there, Sam?
I have no problem calling that a penalty shot. It's a clear breakaway.
Yeah, it's pretty clear to me.
He stops it. He stops the progress in the middle there. So now they've got 2 minutes on the board, but yeah, that's a penalty shot.
All right, so Owen Cosmeter will have a one-on-one with Logan Marsh. There won't be a power play, but an opportunity for the Titans to double their lead. This is the first penalty shot they've had all season, and Sam, this team hasn't gone to a shootout either. So this is really the first play like this, whether in a shootout or on a penalty shot, the Titans have had. So Owen Cosmeter, of course, has to maintain forward progress, gets 1 shot on goal. If he does not score, there is no power play. So the Titans have to take advantage here. Owen Cosmeter, the Glenbrook South newcomer, already with 4 goals, 2 assists. Came from AAA to play for GBS. And here comes the shot. Cosmeter as the barn silences. In on net. Couple fakes and he scores! He got Marsh down, and Owen Cosmeter doubles the Titans' lead.
Well, you see Marsh got out a little too early there and was hoping that he wouldn't take an extra move. And, of course, it's a great eye there to see Cosmeter taking that time. No rush with Marsh 2 out. Left him out to dry because you can't skate backwards that quickly. And it's a 2-0 game.
Penalty shot's always one of those, Sam, where you never know when you're going to see one, but always a very exciting and rare hockey play. Especially when there's a goal. It looks like Asher Vanderplug is injured after that center ice faceoff. He was down on the ice for a moment, but now gets back up and doesn't look like he lost his stride. Hoffer to Vanderplug. Asher Vanderplug, backhand to the near side. Luke Fagan down to Cosmeter. Back up high Fagan. He'll try a shot, takes a deflection. Glove down by the Scouts. Hoffer steals it away, but in a maze of bodies, it pops to Lake Forest, who get the puck outside the zone. Three and a half to go here in the first period. Shots on goal, 6-7, just for the record.
You cannot say that, Dylan.
It says 7-6 on your screen, but here at Alumni Memorial Fieldhouse, the Scouts are listed first. Vanderplug, slight stick on that, settle it down. As it goes into the zone, Scouts clear it right back the other way, and it will be an icing.
I just want to say for the record, as I am someone that watches a lot of college football, I have seen a very big trend of commentators, anytime they want to say somebody's height or compare, you know, after a team scores a touchdown extra point, the other team scores a touchdown immediately. What's the score? It's 6-7.
Well, Sam, you have to. You just have to. It's Glenbrook South offense off to a great start, averaging 3.67 goals per game already.
Philbin asking about something.
Doesn't look to be very happy. He's got an offensive zone faceoff. It was probably that Vanderplug play, and let's see if we actually got the replay. I forgot about that. But Asher Vanderplug off that faceoff right there, yeah. He basically just gets punched in the back of the head. So Jim Philbin is wondering why there's no penalty there, and he would be exactly right to wonder that.
Funny thing was on the penalty shot, he was not even worried.
Now Nelson back in his own zone. Mulvey goes across, Will Fagan. Fagan, who had an assist on the game's opening goal, will backhand this one in. Maricini. Of course, Kosmeter will go as unassisted, as all penalty shot goals do. Robbins behind the net. Stick in the way, that was Ryan Mulvey, and now Will Fagan out to neutral ice. Two-tie battling, gets it free. Jonah Weiss, maybe another 2-on-1. Over to Preston, he shoots, and a save made by Marsh. Rebound swiped out of there, and the Scouts will regain. Out to Maricini. Backhanding that one across. And a big reaction from the fans. There's going to be another penalty. I didn't see it, Sam.
Oh, that was a pretty big hit. Let's take a look at that. Another 2-on-1 started by Jonah Weiss there. Takes it. Marsh sees this all the way. And here, let's see if we catch it here on either of the cameras. Definitely a penalty. Man goes flying.
57 in gold is the guilty party. That's Charlie Tubuchanik.
It's going to come right at the blue line. Yeah, there.
Yeah, just got it. It's Gerard Boris on our camera.
And we'll take one more angle, although the first one is probably a little better. It's time to see Lake Forest's power play, Dylan.
And the Titans penalty kill, of course, is, as always, all Titan penalty kills on the South Hockey Network are sponsored by Hannah Vanderploeg Trial Attorneys. Charlie Tubuchanik takes a seat. Just his second trip to the box so far in the SHL this season. And the Scouts win it so cleanly, they have to chase it all the way back. Titans have the fourth best PK in the league at 87.5%. Meanwhile, for Lake Forest, how about 30.4%? Best in the SHL, and as we mentioned, as a wraparound try, goes in. As Preston made the first save on the far side, and just able to squeak that one over the goal line. Lake Forest has their first goal.
Well, if you spend all of his energy on that first save, it's a little off cam. We'll get you another angle in a moment.
Come on, Gerard. Goal cam should give us a good view.
Preston goes all the way out. His momentum takes him around, and he's just not ready. It actually goes off of the skate of Will Fagan, but I don't think it would have stopped it going in anyway.
This will be a great look. And yeah,
another
right
penalty.
At center ice. Yeah, we missed it, but we did get a replay of it. Delayed call, and the Titan fans are not happy with that. Let's take another look. Right off the face-off, we just missed it in real time, but
oh, yeah, that is
against Vanderploeg again. Gerard wants it again. Let's show it again. 25% this time. Let's speed it up just till it happens.
Wow. Yeah, they're opening the penalty box while we show you this replay, so it's going to be a 2 and 10.
That's the second time Asher Vanderploeg's just been sucker punched in neutral ice.
2 times too many, Dylan.
Yeah, 2 times too many is right. So we'll see how this works out. It'll be a 2-minute power play, but as you mentioned, Sam, a 2 and a 10. So the Titans get to work on the man advantage. And they would love to convert here after the tension of that last one. Ryan Mulvey. On the other side of things for the Titans, 6th best power play in the league, 20% flat. Lake Forest 82.1 on the kill. Will Fagan just keeps it in. A lot of snow buildup down there by the benches, as per usual. And this one gets cleared all the way down one more time. If Sam Schwartz was here, in the box anyway, he'd be letting us know there's 1 minute left in the period. At this point, this power play will carry over into the second, unless the Titans can find it.
Well, to be fair, Sam Schwartz is here. 1 minute to play in the period.
There it is. Will Fagan back in his own zone. Good PK here for the Scouts. The Titans look to capitalize. Mulvey back. Preston settles it down, and here is Blake Hoffer. Hoffer with the puck. The near side, Will Fagan. Titans look for a clean zone entry. Hoffer will send it in. Goes down below the goal line, and Nelson plays it around the glass. Will Fagan there to tip it back up high, Ryan Mulvey. Titans have plenty of time here. Vanderplug with a shot. That deflects wide. And Blake Hoffer tried to center it, but it's intercepted by Lake Forest. And they just won't get it out on the first look, then they will on the second. And that'll take us to the end of the first as the buzzer sounds. 17 minutes have come and gone here in Lake Forest. The Titans broke out to a 2-0 lead, and the Scouts scored late in the first to make it 2-1. That's where we stand. Shots on goal 9-7 in favor of Glenbrook South.
That Lake Forest goal officially is going to be on the power play. Catalano from Strothman and Robbins. It's actually a pretty long play and some nice stick handling well before that replay clip by Catalano. He takes it all the way up, and then it's a give and go.
Any Major League Soccer fans out there, we know our good friend Max Anderson is on the call right now for the Chicago Fire against Philadelphia Union. Game 1 of a best 2 out of 3 series in the opening round of the playoffs, and it's currently 0-0 in the, well, would you look at that, the 67th minute.
I'm shaking my head.
It's too good. Dylan Ward alongside Sam Schwartz, Gerard Boris, our technical engineer and camera operator, and Joe Hoffer in charge of the scoreboard in the top left corner of your screen. The teams will switch sides here in the second. Titans in gold from right to left, and Lake Forest in black left to right. And don't forget, still 24 seconds left on the power play to Glenbrook South. We'll see if they can make anything of it.
And I think you said Max Anderson doing Chicago Fire. I think Luke Jordan, if the game's still going on, he's at Northwestern right now doing their Big Ten women's soccer matchup against number 20 Wisconsin. So hope you're having a good call there, Luke. Look forward to having you back here on the South Hockey Network.
We're underway in the second.
Clock's not running.
Banks it down, and yeah, Sam is quick to realize that one. We could tell because looks like Joe Hoffer was right on time. Got a couple seconds in between. Gives the Titans a little more time on the power play as a result, which they will take. Boris goes down for McCrulis. Far side corner. The Scouts find a loose one and clear it all the way down. That'll finish the power play. Lake Forest doesn't even realize the power play's over. They're still in the box. So the Titans still have 5-on-4 out there. And now Steve Sarauer is signaling, come out of the box, man. And they finally do. So not only the extra time with the clock not stopping, but really not sure what the confusion was there.
That's some friendly fire too, Dylan. Sometimes I'll see it where the parents, when the only parents are from the home side here, each team is entitled to have a parent in the penalty box respectively, and then the home team will do the scorekeepers for this league, clock and score sheet, but they don't have to. And I've seen situations where the home parents won't tell the away player it's time to go.
There's a shot on goal by Catalano, stopped by Thomas Preston, the sophomore.
To finish that point, that was the home players not telling their own player.
Catalano centers it. Here's a shot by Strothman. It wouldn't go, just wide of the net. Then Catalano tried to play it off the backside of Preston and in. That didn't work out either.
Well, yet another good chance for Lake Forest. Well, let's speed that up a bit there. How about we? You get another chance, and they've had momentum since. Now they've killed that penalty, but they've been playing it well. Looking for another wraparound chance, it looks like.
That was a clean shot off the rebound, too.
Yeah. Not a
wraparound. Wow.
Yeah.
That was a really good save made by Thomas Preston. Thomas, sorry, I didn't give you much credit for that one, but I thought it was the guy trying to play it off the goaltender's back and in, but really good save to keep this game a GBS lead.
I think Fagan just got hit in the face with a puck.
That's why they wear the cages at this level. Nelson. Now to Strothman. Off the boards, gets it to him. Grady Strothman with a shot from way out. Sort of a knuckle puck, it looked like. Dipped on Thomas Preston, but he's able to make the stop look easy. Now Blake Hoffer takes a shot in and out of the glove of Marsh, and he hangs on. Blake Hoffer, 3 goals, 2 assists for 5 points in 6 games. Definitely a start any player would be happy with, but by Blake Hoffer's own standards, after last season, he probably wants a couple more points at this point. .5:14 here in the second period. Titans lead 2-1. The goals by Asher Vanderplug and Owen Kosmeter. The same 2 men who scored in the 2-1 victory for the Titans last night.
Deja vu, same opponents, same goal scorers.
I like this home and home. Both last night, 5:20 p.m. Tonight, 5:45. Really kind of feels like that junior or college style home and home series.
I was gonna say ACHA tends to do that a lot.
Last night, all 3 teams faced the Lake Forest Scouts. Today, just JV and Varsity. While Varsity 2 is, I believe, playing St. Ignatius today in the AHL. Preston will fire this one in off the near side corner boards, and backhanding it out was Nelson, or Vidra, I should say. Daniel Anaya out to Milliman. A lot of these guys haven't seen a lot of ice time so far tonight for Steve Sarower. And that one's iced down by GBS, or no, by Lake Forest, excuse me. 14:36 to go in the second. Here at Alumni Memorial Fieldhouse, Titans looking to get their 5th win of SHL play, 10th win of the overall season. Vanderplug ready for the right circle faceoff. It's won, though, by Valenti of Lake Forest. Out to the blue line, poked out by Savage. He comes ahead with it. He's taken down. The Lake Forest bench wants a call. They're not going to get one. Hoffer tipped it ahead. Asher Vanderplug trying to get around a couple bodies. He could not, and it's played all the way down the other way. Owen Kosmeter to Anthony Pinto near side. Off the boards for Hoffer. Hoffer to Vanderplug coming over the line. Nice pass, finds Kosmeter. Takes a shot, maybe looking for a deflection by Asher Vanderplug. Didn't find it. Now below the line, it's Hoffer. Rolek. Now Kosmeter steals, centers it. Asher Vanderplug with a shot. That's stopped by Marsh. Now Hoffer trying to catch the goalie napping. That didn't work out. He'll have another shot, and that's blocked by Preston Louis. Off the near boards up to Pinto. Left point. He fires, and Louis makes another block. Fagan keeps it in. Here's another shot, and that one didn't make its way to the net either. I could count maybe 4 shots there by the Titans that never found the net. They were all blocked, whether it was by their own man or by Lake Forest.
Well, let's go back to that no call on tripping. Let's see if that was the right call here. So here it comes right there. I mean, that seemed pretty incidental. Meanwhile, real quick, we'll take you out of town where New Trier over in Northbrook at North Shore Ice Arena leads Carmel 1-0 with 11.5 to go in the second period.
And the Chicago Fire looks like they are now trailing to the Philadelphia Union. 1-0, a late goal, but plenty of time for them to come back. Not a big football fan myself, but I know the Bears lost today. Here's a shot, that one by Maricini just goes wide. Now far side near the Scouts bench. Mulvey backhands that one out to Boris, who backhands it out to Jackson Ventura. Ventura finds some space. He takes a shot, that one gets blocked and picked up by Robbins. Robbins out to Catalano, just past his stick, and Luke Fagan will retreat. Robbins behind the net, centers it in front. If someone was there, that would have been a grade A opportunity, but not even a shot attempt as Ventura sends it the other way, far side corner. Mulvey puts on the brakes, tried to center that one. He gets hit, and the Scouts coming back the other direction. Back and forth we go. Robbins over the line, drops it off Catalano. Michael Catalano with a shot. Looks like that one took a deflection and almost looked like it was headed for that top corner, but would not. Dumped down by Boris. As Graham Vanderplug trips a man, gonna get called for it. And the Titans go back to the kill.
That one's a pretty straightforward call there, Dylan. Definition of tripping there, he knew it. And Lake Forest the chance to score their second power play goal of the day. Clearly not trying to put the stick there, but it happens to get right under the leg, and well, body comes falling, and Lake Forest with a prime opportunity to tie things up.
12:20 to go in the second. All penalty kills are sponsored by Hannah Vanderploeg Trial Attorneys. As Graham Vanderploeg himself takes a seat, Asher is ready for the faceoff. Puck falls. 50-50 puck is eventually taken by the Titans, and Cosmeter will clear. Good start to the kill for GBS. Sam, you mentioned it. Lake Forest with their one goal today. It did come on the power play. Savage out to neutralize Cosmeter. Now Maricini will dump it in, and Will Fagan will send it out. Asher Vanderploeg tried to glove it down for a breakaway, but it was offside.
Oh, we just missed the opportunity to clip that there. I was curious.
Yeah, it looked pretty clear to me. Lots of penalties in the early going of this game. These two teams saw just one penalty across both teams yesterday. It came against Lake Forest. I forget which player, but it was in the third period.
I mean, Lake Forest 8 for 24. That's a clean 33%.
Yeah.
We're talking Bennett 20, 24, 25 last year's numbers.
Yeah, just incredible stuff from Lake Forest. And you can tell that special teams was a huge part of the game plan coming into the season for Lake Forest, because their power play looks revitalized. And Sam, this is a Lake Forest team that, as long as I can remember, has been in the top 3 in terms of penalty minutes in the SHL. But so far this season, 80 total across their 12 games. That's good for 6.7, fewest in the SHL.
I'll say it.
Oh, I wasn't even trying on that one. This one's stolen away shorthanded. Vanderploeg takes a shot, stopped by Marsh, he'll hang on. And the Titans will have an offensive zone draw while shorthanded.
Well, I was gonna say, that is by far the lowest amount of penalty minutes there. As we take a look here. Nice little pass there. But Marsh has been tracking it. You're gonna have to have some more skilled shots if you're gonna get him past. He's been saving the routine ones all day. I mean, the next lowest amount of penalty minutes is Glenbrook South, going by per game, with the big difference in number of games played. It's at 9.67, and everybody else, sorry, 9 2/3, there you go, I saw that look. Everybody else is in the double digits per game.
That's 6-7, man. It's good stuff. Just great comedy.
If you want to call it.
Still 35 to go on the Scouts power play. Titans pick it up. Ryan Mulvey will send it down. Marsh out of his net. To settle it down, Maricini takes it. No goals yet here in the second period. All 3 came in the opening frame. Asher Vanderploeg, Owen Cosmeter for the Titans. Cosmeter's on a penalty shot as well. Strothman now takes a shot. That one whistles high, maybe a partial block on its way. Robbins now picks it up, goes across for Strothman as the power play expires. And out of the box comes Graham Vanderploeg. He'll go to the bench in exchange for Cosmeter. We're back to 5-on-5 play. Will Fagan plays it off the boards, and here comes Cosmeter. He's got Weiss to his left. Owen Cosmeter tried to get it across. He does! And Weiss's shot down and close, deflected on Marsh, but was stopped.
I mean, that was Lake Forest 83, Luke Pasquazi hitting L1 and R1 in Shell. He just went full dive there, and it worked out in his favor, potentially saving a GBS third goal.
Yeah, it was one of those where it didn't fully prevent the puck from getting to the man, but it definitely made it difficult for Cosmeter, and
that's exactly what you want to do. You want to impede him without taking him down. All the benefit without the punishment.
So right circle offensive zone faceoff for the Titans. Daniel Sokol wins it. Graham Vanderploeg shot it. That got blocked right in front and played out by the Scouts. Goes to Braden Mendoza. Across Luke Fagan. Now Daniel Sokol. He takes a shot and a glove save made by Marsh once again. Lots of whistles here in the last few minutes.
I mean, Glenbrook South has had the pressure on the last minute or so with a few chances, even if they've been separated by stoppages, with Marsh not allowing too many rebounds. But that and that sequence of 4 or 5 shots in a row to start the period Dylan, Lake Forest in their 12 games so far have only outshot the other opponent once.
Yeah, I caught that in my preparation. That's pretty remarkable. In games where they are outshot, a 500 points percentage. Pardon me, that might not exactly be right.
Overtime loss?
Well, I wrote down an overtime loss.
That one's on me.
Here's to Mechanic. Now picked up by the Scouts as they come up the other way. Altonen sends it in. Luke Fagan there to pick it up for the Titans. Mendoza trying to get it out, but Altonen keeps it alive. Near side takes a hit, sends this one down low. Milliman heads off for a change. If he was at his center position there, he would have been able to grab that puck and continue possession for the Scouts, but instead the other way come the Titans. Graham Vanderplug over the line. Now back for Sokol. Daniel Sokol with a shot and a nice blocker save made by Marsh. What looked somewhat routine forced the goaltender to react quickly. Now Vidra being pressured from behind. Anaya gets it to the far side. Will Fagan there to send it back deep. Graham Vanderplug tried to throw it over to Jonah Weiss, but just didn't get to him as it hit off the equipment of Marsh. Luke Fagan, but the Scouts will come back the other way. Rolek, and a nice stick there by Braden Mendoza to grab possession back for GBS.
Yeah, that one slipped off his stick a little, but he continued to pursue.
Fagan out to Tutai. Alex Tutai with a shot. That one gets blocked. Louis in the way of that one, and a loud thud off of his equipment. Fagan down to Charlie Preston. Into the zone. Weiss chases after it. He's got it. Sends it to the blue paint. Maybe looking for Tutai to get a follow-up chance, but it's absorbed by Marsh.
That was a great unintentional pass there. Obviously, he wasn't looking to get it to the other man, 15 Weiss, but turned out to be a nice play.
Yeah.
And by the way, if I'm not mistaken, that should be the end of the penalty for Lake Forest's 75 Rancourt, the 2 and 10.
Well, like you said, Sam, it's the home team running the penalty box, so.
Oh, I'm sorry, it'll be this minute.
Oh, gotcha.
If the whistle had been 16 seconds later.
Well, he'll have to wait a little more time after that one. 7:48 to go here in the second. 2-1 game in favor of the Titans.
You said 2. Speaking of 2, Philadelphia has unfortunately scored a second goal to the Fire.
84th minute of play in Philadelphia. Actually, the Fire just scored one back, so we'll see if...
Hey, 2-1 game, 2-1 game.
Yeah. Excited to hear Max's call of that. Vanderplug will send this one around. It rings around the boards left to right. Picked up by Cosmeter. And now to the near side, Catalano. They play it back up to the left point. Will Fagan is there, but it gets popped out to neutral ice. Cosmeter brings it across, gets around Maricini. Owen Cosmeter with a goal on a penalty shot earlier today. Leaves it for Hoffer this time. Swings it over to Mulvey. Back up high, Cosmeter. Down to Vanderplug, turns and fires one. Stopped by Marsh. He hangs on with 7:05 here in the second.
And New Trier's taken a third goal against Carmel, so 3-0, just about halfway through. One more minute to go in that game than there is this one.
That one a 5:30 start, if I'm not mistaken. This one actually kind of started early after the JV game between the Titans and Scouts.
Well, it was funny. The start of the game, I was so used to, okay, and they're going to do the lineups in the anthem, but I'm not there.
Mulvey, nice centering pass. McCrulis' backhander just missed the net. As one Scout blows a tire, crashes into the end boards.
Sniper!
And the Titans trying to take advantage. Will Fagan out to neutralize. What was that, Sam?
Sniper, sniper! We all used to always yell that.
I like it. Milliman out to Eggers in the slot. He tries to get a shot off, partially blocked by GBS. Now back up high, right point, Anaya to Vidra, but Teddy McCrulis gets that one. Ventura goes across to Zach Boris. Boris fires it in, takes a hit, as Milliman picks it up below the goal line. Near side corner, they battle for the puck. Boris comes free with it. Up to Pinto, who fires into the glove of Marsh. He had bodies in front, but saw that one all the way.
And there goes Rancourt. I think it was a whistle too late, but should have known. We'll take a look at that shot. Through lots of traffic there. From
Maybe not necessarily a screen. Looked like one in real time, but
there was a lane, actually.
Yeah.
Of course, Marsh at the end of the tunnel there to stop anything from happening.
Yep. Titans have them doubled up in goals and shots. 2-1 the score, 18-9 the shots on goal. As they continue to pressure, Jonah Weiss near side. Tried to go between the legs of Rolek, didn't work out, and Rolek will send a backhander towards the net, just missed it, so it will be an icing.
52 strong here on YouTube, Dylan. Great on a Sunday evening.
Absolutely. If you have any messages for us in the live chat, got KW South with about 3 exclamation points, if my counting is correct. Great
wait. We need to flash. Yeah, let's flash that one. I agree.
It just shows the difference between kids 6'7".
I didn't even read it.
6'9". That's right. I'll tell you what, you just got to feel bad for 68. You know, just seeing both of his number neighbors rise to fame. As Savage plays it to the far side, Charlie Preston. Backhander below the goal line for Louis. Haven't had a goal since the first period. As Lake Forest got one back. The Titans were up 2-0 at one point before the Scouts answered with a wraparound goal.
I just want to go back to 6'7". I want you to remember that my Instagram handle, I know, shameless self-promotion, Sam Schwartz 6'7". That was well before. That was, I think, 8 or 9 years ago when I had to change my number, and I idolized Vin Scully with 67 years in the Dodgers. And I've not changed that, and everybody laughs at me now because it's the funny number, but I refuse to change it.
Well, I think it's even better that you keep it now. The opposite of 6'7", 76, Will Fagan takes it after an icing. 5:12 to go here in the second period. At Alumni Memorial Fieldhouse, it's about a 25-minute, maybe 25, 30-minute drive up from Glenview. But an early evening start, and the boys will get home with plenty of time to do all their homework before Monday morning tomorrow. Will Fagan shot deflected. Cosmeter, he gets another backhander on net, and that one stopped by Marsh. Comes up high, Fagan. Right point, nice spinning backhand pass to Mulvey, who fires. And that one is stopped and deflected into the near side corner. Can either team find another goal here before they head to the locker rooms? Cosmeter knocked away from the puck, but got it back, but it pokes out, and here comes Lake Forest. Partial break, it's Robbins down the left wing side. All he could do is throw a backhander towards the net. Not even sure if Preston got a piece as it rolled in the blue paint and would not go. Now behind the goal line, this one's thrown up off a deflection. Maricini high in the air, just barely avoids the protective netting and stays in play. Maricini, right point, shot on goal. Preston makes the stop, allows a rebound, but his own man, Will Fagan, is right there to pick it up. Now here's Strothman with a shot. That one wouldn't go as it goes back out to neutral ice and fired in once again. The Titans will get possession back. Blake Hoffer. They'll just dump it in at the end of a long shift. He takes a couple more shoves from Milliman. And he'll have a seat at the bench. Maricini with a shot. And that was going way wide. We'll see if they give him a save for that one.
We didn't get a chance. No, that was way wide, but you're right. Going back to before, we didn't get a replay of it, but no harm done by Preston, but he's probably kicking himself for allowing a rebound on a shot that was right into the chest. That if there was a scout near, that would have been a prime opportunity.
Yeah, lucky for him, Will Fagan there to bail him out. We have a conversation at the Lake Forest bench now between the officials and the coaching staff.
So by the way, while that happens, we've got some news for you. Any of the Glenbrook South hockey fans out there wondering, well, what's going on for Thanksgiving? We're about to face off here, but stay tuned. We have some updates for you.
Are we gonna reveal the GBS's Thanksgiving tournament schedule live on the South Hockey Network?
We'll leak them unofficially.
Leaked unofficially. Okay. I wouldn't be opposed to that. I do not even know when they're playing and who they're playing. That's always a fun tradition. Titans need to at least make the semifinals of one of those things. In the 4 years I've covered this team, they always get grouped. 3 minutes to go till the intermission. Here's Boris, nice backhand shot, but that one gets blocked in the slot by Torelli. Torelli through neutral ice, comes over the line, somehow stays on side, gets a shot away, and Preston just enough of his shoulder on that one. Now Savage turns around, shoots, and the save made. Puck sitting there, and finally grabbed by McCrulis and out of harm's way.
Preston a little off balance there, had to use the goal to get up and turned around. He had no clue where the puck was for a sec there.
Yeah, definitely Lake Forest. Best chance of this period. They're fighting back in the shot department, now 19-13 in favor of GBS. Fagan. Out to neutral ice, grabbed by Nelson, who plays it to the far side off the boards. Kicked out of the zone by Will Fagan. They'll try and fire that one down, but a man in the way. Now the linesman gets in the way, and it'll be cleared in by GBS.
Didn't even try to get out of the way either.
Now it comes to the near side. Asher Vanderplug swoops in, grabs the puck. Tried to send it deep for his man Hoffer, but unable to. Owen Cosmeter. Back for Nelson. 100 seconds to go in the second. 2-1 score in favor of GBS. They scored the first two goals, but most recently Lake Forest. All the scoring in the first period by both these teams. Now to neutral ice, Pasquazi from a knee, sends it back in. Delayed offside against the Scouts. That allows the Titans some time. Brian Mulvey to Hoffer, but a miscue there, and a penalty is called on that play. It's going to go against GBS.
Let's take a look at this here, Dylan.
And the Fire have tied it, by the way, in stoppage time.
Dylan, Glenbrook South just got a penalty. Let's not be too excited. Yeah, Hoffer getting a little tangled up there. Gonna show that one more time for you. Oh, well.
There's the
Sorry about
PTZ cam at work. No, that's Gerard switching it up. So the Titans on the kill again. All penalty kills are sponsored by Hannah Vanderplug Trial Attorneys. They're 1 for 2 killing penalties here in this game. And here's another one that would carry over into the third period, but a little more meaningful. Lake Forest would have a fresh sheet of ice to work with. So we're down to 50 seconds. Rancourt with a shot. Goes wide. Now far side corner. It's played back up to the point. Over to Savage near side. Savage with a shot. And that one stopped by Preston, 39.2.
Scouts getting chances. What's new on the power play? Savage looked like he was going to pass that. Again, easy stuff.
I thought so too, Sam.
Yeah.
Read my mind. So a face-off at the right circle. Scouts continue their power play, but it's won by GBS, and Fagan just missed the high glass on his clear. So here that will put the puck back in the D zone.
So here you go, Dylan, at 11:20. We actually talked about them earlier with their amazing power play numbers on Friday after Thanksgiving. They're going to take on Bennett. 11:20 will met Centennial.
Defending state runner-up at the United Center. Lost a 1-goal game to New Trier. Here's a shot by Catalano. That one stopped by Preston. 30 seconds to go. Catalano now Rancourt one-timer, they score! I believe that was deflected in by Nate Robbins in the slot. What a goal for the Scouts. We'll see how it gets recorded, but it's 2-2.
Yeah, and that was right off the face-off. They had the chance. Glenbrook South not even able to catch their breath. Straight through, I don't know if that gets tipped. We'll take a look from behind the
Goal cam
net.
should tell the story.
Yeah. And that had some velocity to it as well. A hot shot in a tie hockey game.
Watch number 4.
Oh, sorry, I meant to go a little faster.
I think he definitely does get a piece of that, sending it into the top corner. So Nate Robbins, 3rd goal of the season. First on the power play, but 2nd power play point. The Scouts are 2 for 3 on the power play here against GBS. As we're down to 5 seconds left. And these two teams will head into the 3rd period starting fresh. All tied up 2-2 between the Scouts and Titans. 17 minutes to decide it.
And Dylan, just because we started it, don't want to leave on a cliffhanger. We're going to finish up that Thanksgiving schedule. So for Glenbrook South, let's go through all 3 teams. So Glenbrook South's Varsity 1 team is going to take on Bennett Centennial Ice Arena on Friday. That would be November 26th. And they'll play later that day at 6:20, as is normal for a tournament. 6:20 at Skokie Iceland Ice Arena. They'll take on Chicago North from IHSHL North Central.
That is going to be the first time GBS has ever played Chicago North, at least in my time with the team, so that should be a fun one.
And then Glenbrook South, they'll play a team that they fell to a little bit ago. They'll take on York Dukes Varsity Black. That's their number 1 team, coached by none other than Evan Polikitis. That's 2:50 on Saturday.
Well, that'll be a good one.
And then, of course, they're in a 4-team pool. They need to be the best of those 4 teams in order to advance to the semifinals. That would be 9-10 at a rink to be determined, and the championship at 4. If you're a Varsity Blue fan or a JV fan, here you go for that. The first game for the blue team will be 1:10 Heartland against Loyola Maroon. And later that night, 8:10 p.m. Centennial in Wilmette versus Vidor 2. And their Saturday lone game will be against New Trier Gray, the 4th of 4 varsity teams, 4:40 p.m. And that's a single championship if they can be the best of their pool there, and that would be at 12. And if you're Glenbrook South JV,
let's hear it.
Here you go. They'll actually play the opening game. Hope they don't have too much to eat for Thanksgiving. 8 a.m. at Centennial Wilmette on Friday against Providence. And later at 3 p.m., Evanston Robert Crown 1 versus Loyola JV. And their Saturday game, 11:30 a.m. Also Robert Crown in Evanston versus OPRF, former SHL member. And semifinals at, you don't get much earlier than this, Dylan, 7:30 a.m. Although that's not new. They've always done it that way. And if they win that, it's 2 p.m. at Wilmette Centennial.
All right, well, there you have it. The first official source. Unofficial source. Well, it's Sam Schwartz. It's pretty official, but I guess technically, yes, unofficial. But here tonight at Alumni Memorial Fieldhouse, 2-2 the score between the Titans and Scouts as GBS looks to sweep this weekend set in the home and home against Lake Forest. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with you in about 10 minutes or so for the 3rd period right here on the South Hockey Network. Welcome back to Alumni Memorial Fieldhouse here on the South Hockey Network SHL game here on this Sunday night between the Glenbrook South Titans and Lake Forest Scouts. GBS had a 2-0 lead early on, but the Scouts have 2 unanswered goals, and we're starting fresh. It's basically a 17-minute game from here on out. Shots on goal 19-16 in favor of the Titans. Dylan Ward here on the call alongside Gerard Boris, our technical engineer, and Jason Weiss subbing in for Joe Hoffer on scoreboard duties. One more member of our team today. He's to my right with the other headset on. Sam Schwartz making his broadcasting debut. I think you might have broadcasted a little lower level than SHL, but high school hockey broadcasting debut, Sam, and it's been great to have you on.
I need to do this more often, honestly. This has been a blast and a great game as well. I feel like I've gotten extremely lucky with the games I'm at, because especially as the years go by, I make it to less and less games. I've gotten some pretty good games.
Well, Lake Forest has played 5 one-goal games out of their 12. GBS not very many. Just one goal game out of their 6 in SHL play. We're back to our first period shooting sides, and I believe there should still be a man in the box for for GBS. Or no, sorry, they scored a power play goal.
They scared me for a sec. I was just in there to confirm the scoring corrections.
There's a shot by Vanderplug. It gets tipped behind the goal line. Comes to the near side as the Scouts play it all the way down. That'll go for an icing. And our first whistle just 27 seconds into the third. Which team will bite first here in this tied score?
I see you looking down there at the computer between whistles there, Dylan.
Yeah, Chicago Fire and Philadelphia Union in a shootout right now. And that'll do it. Chicago Fire lose game 1, so they'll come back home to SeatGeek Stadium, play game 2 on
I don't think I've seen somebody close the computer any quicker than that.
Yeah, well, good on them to come back in a game that looked like they were down and out. But focusing on this one, Kosminer, nice move. He tried to pull it to his backhand, but couldn't get a shot off. The goaltenders have been very good on both sides in spite of 2 goals allowed. Each of them have made some pretty good saves. Thomas Preston with that one off the end board rebound in the second period. Over to the far side, Catalano pokes it ahead of Mulvey. He races after the puck. Michael Catalano down the right wing side, centered it in, had a wide open net. That was Grady Strothman, and somehow couldn't finish with even a shot on goal. Now Blake Hoffer the other way, takes a shot off the end board rebound. Kosminer looked to follow that one up, and it goes up and out of play. Boy, how did the Scouts not take the lead there?
Let's take a look at this sequence, Dylan. Now, let's speed that up a little, how about we? But yeah, he gets the pass off. Great center, and our goal cam is going to have a great look at this.
Oh my.
Yeah, it looks like he got the stick caught on the ground.
That close to taking their first lead of the night was Lake Forest. Eggers backhands this one out. Pinto grabs it to the near side, Will Fagan. Boris chips it ahead. Daniel Anaya takes it back for the Scouts. They battle in the corner for it, 2-on-2. McCrulis finds a loose one behind the goal line. He's centered it. Here's a shot by Ventura, but he fanned on it. Now Will Fagan towards the net. Didn't get all of that one either. James Altonen to neutral ice, and throwing this one into the zone is Vidra. And the Titans will have to chase after it. Miscue there allows Anaya to get the puck back. He'll send it back down to the far side corner. A battle for the puck along the boards. 2-on-2. Scouts win that battle. Throw it in front, but that rolls in the blue paint, goes right to Zach Boris. The Titans looking for their 3rd win over the Scouts this season. 2nd in SHL play. They met in the preseason invitational, 4-1 the final score. Favor of the Titans. Then last night at Glenview Ice Center, a 2-1 victory for GBS. In come from behind fashion, they were down 1-0. But here tonight, the Scouts have come back to tie the game against the Titans, who once had a 2-0 lead.
This is the first time in league play, Dylan, that they've blown a 2-0 lead. Of course, only 3 games they've scored first, so.
You mean just at least to a tie?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, that is technically blowing it.
Yeah, you blew the lead.
Even if you score after.
13:57 separates us from the end of regulation. It was once 18-9 in shots in favor of the Titans. It is now 19-7.
By that logic, Dylan, Philadelphia blew 2-0 lead. They won. They still blew it.
Yeah. At least we have that silver lining.
Fortunately, doesn't count for too much.
Yeah, it's best 2 out of 3 series. So see what the Fire can respond with at home. Just good to have playoff sports back in the city of Chicago. The Cubs made a decent run this year, winning the Wild Card Series and pushing the best team in baseball to a 5th game in the NLDS. Chicago Fire in the playoffs. Blackhawks look good. Bears look good. I don't even know what the Bulls' record is, but I think they went 1-0.
What? I thought they call you Dylan Basketball Guy Ward.
Yeah, not quite. Pasquazi takes a shot gloved by Preston. 13:43 to go.
And that's not the first time, Dylan, that they've gotten a play right off the faceoff. Good shot, but Preston and Marsh are both proven routine shots not working tonight.
Each goalie wears an alternate Captain A in the top right corner. And something you just don't see quite too often on goalies, especially not at higher levels, but in high school hockey. You do see it from time to time, and I mean, look, both of them are proving why. This has been a pretty tight game defensively. We had a deflection goal and a wraparound against Preston, and then a penalty shot and just a seeing eye shot against Marsh. Really, Sam, I would almost go as far as to say that I wouldn't chalk any of the 4 goals scored in this game against the goalies.
I mean, the penalty shot, it was Marsh stepping out a little early, but it's a penalty shot. What are you going to do?
But it's a penalty shot, right.
Yeah, that's more of a specific mechanic. By the way, you talk about good goalies. As I was in the penalty box to make the official scoring corrections, and the scorekeeper was talking about how Robert Krebs, yes, a goaltender for Lake Forest, currently has a goal credited. They were asking about scoring corrections and said, clearly Krebs did not score that goal. Understood. But
what, in today's game?
No, it was Lake Forest's win at New Trier a few weeks ago. But still funny that he currently has a goal. We'll get that taken care of at some point, though.
I don't know. Have we had a goalie score in the SHL ever? I don't think so, probably. We would have known about that. Savage takes a big hit by Will Fagan into the near side boards, and out comes Daniel Sokol. But just offside, Graham Vanderplug a step over the line as Sokol brought the puck across.
A 12-1 run in shots. Excuse me, an 8-1 run. I had my math wrong. 8-1 run shots on goal for Lake Forest.
I think 10-1, Sam.
10-1.
It was 18-9 at one point.
I'm not tallying. I just remember looking up and seeing it was 18-11 in favor of Glenbrook South.
Yeah, it was 18-9 at one point because I mentioned how they had them doubled up in both goals and shots.
Yeah, it keeps confusing me because the scores on the main scoreboard are swapped with the benches.
Yes, yeah. I've always noticed that.
Home on the left is the in-venue rule of thumb.
12:22 in the third period. About as even as it gets, Sam. Tied in goals, tied in shots.
Yeah, Sunday night, Dylan. I will say I'm a little surprised. Lake Forest, with the year they're having, the fans, I'm going to say a lot of things great about Lake Forest. Fans not show up today.
Got a little bit of a student section over there. I can count maybe 5. So yeah, I would have to agree with you on that one, Sam. I think the hype is building at Lake Forest High School about this hockey team, especially after that double victory against New Trier on back-to-back occasions. Louis to the near side. Strothman. And a big hit there in the corner, and it's played out. Catalano catches up to it. He might have a chance on Preston. He shoots, and a big save made by Thomas Preston, keeping that one out and keeping the game tied. Now Cosmeter tips it in. And picked up by Nelson. Catalano trying to get it out. Now Robbins will. Nate Robbins with the nice deflection goal late in the second period on the power play to tie this game up at 2. Now Vanderplug ahead. It's Kosmeter down the right wing side, takes a shot, save, rebound. Hoffer was crashing the net, but couldn't get a forehand on it. Now over the line comes Lake Forest in. Scrum for the puck below the goal line. Luke Fagan will find the loose one. Off the glass and out. Kosmeter chasing after it. It took a deflection, so no icing. Kosmeter tried to center it with a backhand. It does go to Hoffer. Blake Hoffer throws it up high to Casper the Friendly Ghost.
Well, technically it was a pass back to the goalie, Dylan. I mean, goalie was wide open. What can you say?
Yeah, give him a successful pass there, I suppose. And Zach Boris comes across, fighting off a few checks. Backhand shot on net. Gerard's all for that. But it was stopped. Give him +1 in fantasy. Fantasy SHL, that would be interesting. Is this one sent all the way down for an icing? 10:20 remains in regulation time.
Well, we got a chance. Let's shout out Sawyer scoring a hat trick today. Congrats on the 5-5 tie, playing grades.
All right, fantastic. And Bryce Dickey adds, great work, Sawyer. I wonder if Sawyer is watching this game right now. I don't know who it is, but shout out to you, Sawyer.
Still have that angle. I meant to also show on the breakaway for Lake Forest from that previous sequence. We'll get to that. So it's been a quicker period, Dylan.
Yes, it has.
A lot of whistles in the first 2 periods.
Teddy McCrulis threw it up high. It's Pinto cutting down lower, taking a shot. That got blocked. He gets it back. Tries again, but fanned on it. Now McCrulis up to Pinto. Tried to go around the boards and down, but a man right there, that was Rolick getting in the way of that.
Lake Forest doing an incredible job blocking shots tonight.
Yeah, they really have been. Almost everything GBS is thrown to the net doesn't hit the cage. And yeah, 22 shots have gone on net against Marsh. But obviously shot attempts is not something we track at the high school level. Really wonder what that looks like. Catalano again down the left wing side. This time has Preston somewhat out of position, but Thomas comes across to cover that one up.
He followed that one incredibly, Dylan, here. Let's take another look at this. Tries to do a little bit of stick handling, gets a little tripped up, not tripped up, but caught up.
Yeah, really does a good job of tracking that one. That's spot on by you, Sam.
Man, that's the flexibility. Somebody did Pilates this morning.
Sawyer's on the couch getting high fives right now. We love to hear it. Feel free to use our live chat. This one goes to Hoffer, just offside. And we'll take another look at that offside.
I want to go back to the Lake Forest chance from a few whistles ago. And another breakaway situation.
Great save made by Preston.
Preston not phased. I mean, Lake Forest hoping that one of these are going to go in eventually.
Drop the puck at center ice, the rare mid-period center ice face-off, and quickly up and into the netting. Revisiting that offside call against the Titans here. Here it is, and probably just offside. Good call.
I think this game has been pretty well officiated. I mean, it hasn't been too hard of a game to officiate, but
maybe not so rare. We're getting another center ice face-off mid-period.
I mean, Lake Forest was not too upset with the penalty shot call. I could have seen it go either way, but they seemed to understand.
Yeah, I don't think I do agree with you. It could go either way. I don't think there's much of a case against that, for that not being a penalty shot, basically. But go ahead.
It's kind of like the instant replay review protocols where it's whoever says it first, whatever the call on the ice is, not that it's officially being reviewed, but whatever is said first, unless you can prove that differently, that's what it's going to be.
Right. We're getting down to the nitty-gritty here in Lake Forest, still tied between the Titans and Scouts. GBS with a win can clinch the season series after the Scouts took it last year. Offside there and touched up. We'll see where they drop this puck here with 8:17 to go in the third.
Well, things have blown up quite a bit out in Northbrook at North Shore Ice Arena. It's New Trier 8. Yes, 8.
Okay.
Carmel 1.
Didn't you say it was 1-0 in the second period?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
They ripped the Band-Aid off. I mean, can't say I'm too surprised though.
Carmel has allowed a lot of goals in their losses this season, including 9 to GBS about a week ago. Up to Braden Mendoza, right point. Goes across for Mulvey, wide open. Ryan Mulvey with a shot, stopped by Marsh. The rebound, they try and clear it just past Jonah Weiss. And they'll retreat out to neutral. Charlie Preston, now Alex Tutai. Up to Ryan Mulvey. Mulvey with a shot. Nice glove save made by Marsh. Made it look easy. 7:33 to go in the regulation period.
So with that win for New Trier, they get to 13 points on 9 games, a points percentage of .722. That's good for third. Glenbrook South with a win can get to 10-7. That should be 7-14.
10-7, huh?
10.7 games, that is.
10.7
yeah,
games, right.
I know, it's not the hockey terminology. Just so many variable numbers in games played that it's not fair to say 10 points would only put them in,
right.
Well, that put them in 7th, which 7 of 10 is not the full story here.
GBS with a record of 4-2-0 in regular season play. They've been at 500 on a few occasions, but have not dipped below 500 at any point. Here's Ventura on a pass from Boris, gets a shot against Marsh, and he makes the save. Now Rancourt out to neutral ice. Pinto picks it up. They'll send it in. Maricini there. He'll come to the near side for Rancourt. Kick to stay alive by Boris. Nice play. Zach Boris below the goal line. Looked to center that one for McCrulis. Almost did, and it would have been a great opportunity. Meanwhile, Lake Forest sends it down and slows down enough, and the icing gets waved off as Pinto touches up. Fagan intercepted by Strothman. Grady Strothman knocked off the puck by Pinto. And here's a quick shot saved by Preston. Rebound, and he made a second save. The first one much more impressive, but either way, both of those stayed out. The Titans clearing attempt hit the linesman, and that allows Lake Forest to dump it back into the zone.
Lucky break, but they're not going to change here. They're just going to try and slow things down. I was going to say before, that was 3 shots of the 5 in the period.
Hoffer with a shot. That one stopped by Marsh, and it's cleared again by Lake Forest.
Make that 4 shots of the 6 in the period in the last just about 2.5, 3 minutes.
Yeah,
before then, it was 7-2.
25-24 the shots in the game in favor of the Titans. As you can see on your screen, looks like they've got it as 24-24. Off the near boards and out. Vanderploeg gets a touch on it, but it was before center ice. That will be an icing with 5.5 to go in the third period.
So first off, let's take a look at the Glenbrook South chance once we can figure out what's happening here. Well,
the replay is glitching out a little bit.
This was the part where we were going to show you the replay, but
Gerard will make a quick adjustment. I don't know how to do that, Gerard. We'll try it at the next whistle. He's saying go to settings and delete them. Maybe Sam can work on that. Meanwhile, Tutai. Gonna get this one out of the zone with the backhand. Altonen keeps it in with the glove. Luke Fagan with pressure coming. Below the goal line. It's the captain, Mulvey. Missed his man, Preston, with a pass, and that goes for an icing.
Well, the nice thing, of course, you can always rewind. If you're on mobile, you can double tap on the left side of your screen, or you can always use your arrow keys.
Gerard will get to work here.
Much appreciation for what he does. Can't even imagine how early he got here today, Dylan.
Yeah. Now with the JV game right before, I believe that one started at, what, 4:10? Well, this one started at 5:45, so sounds about right.
Final 5 here, still tied.
It's been a great game. First period saw the Titans go up 2-0, and then Lake Forest scoring a late one. But in the second and third combined, just the one goal on the power play by the Scouts late in the second period. The Titans have not allowed a goal today at even strength. And Lake Forest dominant power play here in the SHL, leading the league at 30% coming into today. Has been the difference. Here's Tutai with a shot, that one blocked. Now Luke Fagan has some space, he lets go of a shot. And that one's blocked again, Sam. Another blocked shot by the Scouts. And they'll take another D-zone face-off after they ice it.
Yeah, Pad's really getting an exercise in here today. For those unfamiliar, if we get to the point of a tie game after regulation, here in the SHL we play 5-minute 3-on-3, just like you might see in the NHL. And if we're tied after that, we go to a shootout, but it's a sudden death shootout, meaning that it's like you're starting the third round in the NHL. Both teams still get to shoot an equal amount of times, but as soon as a round finishes with an unequal score, the game is finished.
Here's Vanderplug with a shot save. Rebound, Hoffer tried to get the follow-up, and it's backhanded out. Sam, I personally never liked the phrasing of sudden death shootout because it...
Golden goal.
Yeah, it feels like just your first shot scores, that's it. But no, you do get a reply. It's one round. And that's a good point that you bring that up because the Titans have not gone to overtime in any of their games, SHL or otherwise, this season yet.
Well, I think the term would be a little more understood if the NFL didn't, now they don't anymore, used to have the, if you win the coin flip, get the ball and score immediately, other team doesn't even get a chance.
Yeah. Don't get me started on that. Here's a shot by Will Fagan. Took a deflection from Cosmeter. We're going to work on our replay here. Catalano will dump it down. Both teams will change. Should we exit out and go back in, Gerard? At a whistle? Okay. Right here, icing. Or maybe not. It got waved off. We are still live, folks. Grand court.
You can always use your arrow keys.
That'll be an icing. Hang tight, everyone. We'll be right back. Try go out. And hopefully we're back, everybody, here on the South Hockey Network. We apologize for the brief delay, but our replay wasn't working, and we had to get that fixed, as this game, one way or the other, is going to have an exciting finish. There's a penalty called as a man's taken down in the corner, and maybe a retaliatory penalty as well. There's some commotion down in the corner. Let's see what the refs come up with here with 2:17 to go.
Hey, right in time for our replay to be back. Here we go. Yeah, and Glenbrook South, two Glenbrook South go down, and we're going to have offsetting. It's going to be roughing. Offsetting. It's going to be 5-on-5. Here, back to, so 75, Lake Forest hits him. And then, yeah, it looks pretty retaliatory. He was already going into him, was Teddy McCrulis.
Yeah, that's tough for GBS because you can kiss a late third period power play goodbye after that follow-up. Like you said, Sam, we'll stay 5-on-5.
Yeah, that's in the NHL, you'd go 4-on-4, but here at A-High, we do not do that.
Vanderplug with a shot. Right in front of the net was Hoffer, but he couldn't get a deflection on it. We've reached the final 2 minutes here at Alumni Memorial Fieldhouse, 2-2.
So that's officially McCrulis for South and Callum Eggers for Lake Forest.
So McCrulis, one of their top point scorers, unavailable for this last 2 minutes. Here's a big slap shot by Will Fagan on a one-timer, and that one goes high. Now throwing up high again. Will Fagan left point. He's tried to send it down, but it's given up, and the Scouts might have a 2-on-1 here. Down the right wing side, it was Luke Pasquazi, and he couldn't get the pass over, and then meanwhile, a collision at the net.
Hey, that was a great job by Vanderplug to follow the second man there. track him down, make sure that he didn't have a line to the puck. Now, of course, it didn't matter as the puck never got to him.
Either way, good defensive play. Again, we mentioned it a couple times. Played defense for 3 years, now a forward, but still has that defensive ability and hockey IQ, so to speak. He makes a good play.
And you see Lake Forest not scoring the puck almost, but almost scoring themselves right off the post.
It's not football, guys. Just the puck goes in, not your body with it.
Guess the Bears will do anything nowadays.
Face-off taken by Lake Forest. Here's a backhand shot that goes wide.
That was a stab shot.
So the Titans will host a playoff football game at John Davis Stadium at GBS. Forget who against, but that'll be this Friday, Halloween Day.
You sure it's Friday? Usually they do it on Saturdays.
I'm sure. I saw the Instagram post. Sam, let us know how much time, man.
1 minute to play in regulation time. That is how much we've got.
Valenti tries to center it for Vidra, but Asher Vanderplug takes it away. Backhands it out to neutralize. Kosmeter just past him, and the Lake Forest bench wants an icing to be called, but they're not going to get their wish.
I didn't think that was even close.
Yeah.
They almost iced it themselves, although not enough octane behind it.
Getting to that next goal wins territory. Here with 35 to go. Valenti up to Kosmeter, who pokes it ahead. The Titans have a 2-on-1. It's Kosmeter with Hoffer. Tried to get it over. What a play made with the stick of Maricini to prevent a potential game winner. Delayed offsides, and Luke Fagan will touch it. That brings the face-off all the way back to their own zone.
Man, what a chance there, Dylan, for Glenbrook South to tie it up late. Right into the air. I mean,
Jake Maricini, what a play.
Yeah. We got a timeout called here, so we'll show you the Baker goalie cam look here. And he does a good job of dropping that to himself. Otherwise, we would have had a 2019 San Jose Sharks hand pass goal situation there.
Ah, that's right. That's right. 19.2 seconds are on the clock here in the third period. The incoming faceoff will be at the left circle of Lake Forest attacking zone.
There are 2 seconds before those offsetting minors would have released, so they're probably going to have to stay in unless we can get a whistle before the clock expires.
It's a great pickup by you, Sam. Dylan Ward alongside Sam Schwartz. Sam making his broadcasting debut, has a lot of experience with PA announcing at the high school level and just in general with high school hockey, besides the media portion of it. Just a lot of behind-the-scenes work you do. And
you were announcing yesterday. It was a flop, a flip-flop.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, I felt bad because as soon as I left to go announce Roosevelt volleyball, I took the goals with me. There were no more goals. Yeah. And in North Central, the game ends in a tie. So
Nutra Blue and Chicago North at All-State Arena, home of the Chicago Wolves. I believe the Wolves won in overtime against the Moose last night. All right, here we go. Can either team find a late game winner, or will we require overtime for the first time this season from the Titans' perspective? And actually, they'll change the faceoff to the right circle. And now Lake Forest getting an explanation. Steve Sarauer, head coach for now 5 years. Or no, this would be their 4th year as members of the SHL. And now the officials will huddle, figure out where they're going to drop this puck. And they will bring it back to the left circle. I thought that was the case. That's where the puck was laying during the timeout, and usually that's the rule. So if Lake Forest drew up a play expecting it to be at the left circle, it should be. Now Jim Philbin is arguing. All right, 19.2 seconds. Looks like we're finally ready to get back underway. Vanderplug at the face-off circle. Scouts win another face-off. Rancourt down to Robbins. Centered it. Catalano tried to turn around and fire, but Blake Hoffer getting in his way. Now Grady Strothman. 8 seconds left. Titans find it. Blake Hoffer sends it out of the zone. And that should just about send us to overtime here at Alumni Memorial Fieldhouse. First time going beyond regulation in any games this season for the Glenbrook South Titans.
Be the 8th SHL game to overtime. Home teams have won 4 of the 7 previous times. 4 of those games as well have gone to end in an overtime, 3 of those to shootouts. So the arrow can land anywhere here.
So, as Sam mentioned earlier, 5 minutes, 3 skaters each and a goaltender for a total of 4 players on the ice. First team to score a goal will win the game in those 5 minutes. Lake Forest has been to overtime twice. They won both of those occasions, once in the overtime, once in a shootout. I know one of those was, the shootout was against Loyola, and I believe the overtime was against York when they came back from 2-0 down.
Appreciate Kyle Chmielewski letting us know it's good. Does he play for, I want to say he plays for an Illinois West team. I just remember there was a guy on Illinois West with that last name.
Oh, he's got a profile photo. Looks to be a goalie.
Can't
let
tell.
us know, Kyle.
Yeah, let us know. I'll be proud of myself at least if I can get that.
Also, in something of note here in overtime, we do switch sides to the second period sides. So Lake Forest will be going from left to right on your screen, the Titans from right to left. And with the long change, that does make a huge difference in 3-on-3. And, you know, hate to be Captain Obvious, Sam, but the face-off to start overtime, always so important. Because with 3 skaters out there for each team, you feel like when any team has the puck, they've got a really good chance of winning.
Yeah.
So Jim Philbin in his first OT appearance of the season will go with Cosmeter, Luke Fagan, and Asher Vanderplug. That's actually Will Fagan, excuse me. As for Steve Sarower, he goes with Nate Robbins, Michael Catalano, and Jack Rancourt.
By the way, I just wanted to, before things get started here, give a lot of credit to Roy in the penalty box. They've done a great job on the music tonight.
Yes, they have. I was actually going to ask you about that, but I
very
forgot.
situational as well. Kickstart right before. He played for the Kings last year, so I was close. Thanks, Kyle.
All right, Will Fagan off a face-off win for GBS, immediately turns it over to Catalano. Into the near side corner. Fagan can't get it away now, Rancourt. He's pinned up against the boards by Fagan. Rancourt still with the puck. He'll play it back up to Nate Robbins, who will come back out into neutral ice and reset.
Talk about the people that want this to be a penalty, bringing it behind your own blue line. This one seemed pretty innocent enough, but you know, there's got to be a 5 or 10 second violation, kind of like in basketball for being in your own backcourt.
I agree. Now Catalano springs ahead, maybe a 2-on-1. He's got Robbins with him. Catalano shoots, and Preston makes the save. The rebound was sitting in the blue paint. Another backhand shot was also stopped by Thomas. Wow, I thought that one was going to be poked home by the scouts on the follow-up, but Thomas Preston gets just enough of that, and then his teammates come and bail him out.
Vanderplug looked a little out of breath there. He almost just by habit iced it down to get the whistle and then remembered, wait a sec, this is overtime. We can't give up a potential possession here. And of course, Lake Forest applying mild pressure. Uh-oh.
Cosmeter gives it up. Here's a shot, and Thomas Preston bails him out again on the shot from Stephen Valenti.
All right, well, here we go. We have a lot to unpack here, Dylan. We'll start with that first Lake Forest chance behind, and that was right after they'd regrouped.
Look at that, man. Oh,
great job there by Vanderplug to get rid of it. We'll show you the other replays in due time as the faceoff comes right now.
3:43 to go. Hoffer out there now with Mulvey and Teddy McCrulis. Blake Hoffer, last year's SHL MVP, Player of the Year. He'll give it up, and Lake Forest regains possession. Jake Maricini, alternate captain, gets it to Grady Strothman. Strothman for the Scouts. Through neutral ice, Hoffer runs over a man, and that's going to be a penalty against GBS as they touch the puck, and that will probably end up as interference against Hoffer.
Unfortunate timing here. Yeah, no need to get in his way there. Trying to block the screen. Real quick, I just want to get back to the other 2 plays. So this was the follow-up for Lake Forest. Oh, excuse me, this is the same one, I think. Let's see. Yeah,
Well, we definitely have some time here.
Okay. So we'll try this one. Here, we'll go straight to our goal cam with limited time. Yeah, so he gets rid of it. So that was the initial play. We're going to have a timeout here, it looks like. So
take your time in that case.
Yeah, so the shot just goes wide, and then we'll show you the play resulting in a whistle right here. Again, just great stuff by Glenbrook South, although they were just trying to crawl to the whistle there. Yeah, an unfortunate give up. And Preston right in front of it for the save, and then just for a good measure, here's that penalty one more, which is going to explain why Lake Forest will be on the power play with 3:14 to go in overtime.
Blake Hoffer, the guilty party. He does not take a lot of penalties. Interference, the call, and only his second trip to the penalty box in the SHL regular season. And of course, you don't remove a skater in overtime. You can't have 3-on-2. That would be a little too unfair. So they add a skater for the team on the power play. So Lake Forest will have a 4-on-3 for the next 2 minutes. And then after the penalty expires, 4-on-4 until a whistle. So here we go.
It's pretty funny to me that the rule limits the authority the referees have to remove players from the ice.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't want to see a 5? Anyone remembers the Vancouver 3-0 or St. Louis 3-0 against Vancouver a couple of years ago?
All penalty kills sponsored by Hannah Vanderploeg Trial Attorneys. Lake Forest with 2 power play goals already tonight. Catalano over to Pisquazy. He just let that one hop over his stick and has to chase it out to neutral ice.
Playing on dirty ice here, Dylan. This has been 19 minutes. Nothing unheard of, as the second period usually is worse than this, but still.
In a close game, these boys have been skating hard. Catalano goes back up to Pisquazy. To the near side, Strothman mishandled it, hacks it to the slot, just out of the reach of Mulvey. Up high to Pisquazy, and he lets that one go past him again.
They're draining their own time here, Dylan. Glenbrook South very elated to see this.
Catalano down to Pisquazy. 45 seconds through the power play. Pisquazy's pass is intercepted by Vanderploeg, and he fires that one into his own bench.
Is that a potential delayed game? No.
No, just the goalies at the high school level.
Got it.
Surprised you didn't know that, Sam.
Yeah, you know. Look, how many times do you see 4-on-3? How many times do you think these teams practice a 4-on-3?
Yeah, not often. Here we are in the 13th game of the overall season for the Titans, their first time in this spot. 50-50 puck is being fought for, and now will be taken by the Scouts. They've switched their unit. Rancourt comes to the near side circle, gets it back. Rancourt with a shot, and that one wouldn't go. Hard to tell what happened there. I believe a body got in the way to send that puck wide, but just sort of looked awkward. Now Rancourt up high again, goes to Savage. Right side across. Here's a shot, and that one goes past the net. 1:50 to go in the OT. Rancourt goes down to the left side. Here's a backhand try. That one by the Scouts. Now Rancourt again takes a shot, and Preston absorbs it. No rebound as we get down to 100 seconds left in overtime.
Glenbrook South trying to replicate the defense Lake Forest has had in terms of blocking the shots. Lake Forest still finding their way around it, but again, Preston right there. So we'll take you to the shot. Oh, not sure how we got here, but here's the shot that took a weird angle. Gets straight through, tipped by his own guy.
I was wondering what happened there.
Looked like it was on goal, but we'll never know.
The first power play unit is back on the ice, but this time the Titans win the faceoff. And Will Fagan lets some time drip away before sending that one all the way down. 14 seconds to go on the Scouts' power play. Here's Pisquazy over the line, right wing side. Takes a look over his shoulder, drops it off to Robbins. Now Catalano is open. Here's a shot, and that one stopped by Preston. Strothman also stopped, but on the third chance, it's buried by Michael Catalano, and the Scouts win it 3-2. Their first and only lead tonight off that goal.
Yeah, they just kept poking it. That'll go as an even strength goal, but that might as well be a power play goal as the other player wasn't on the ice yet. Preston losing track. We'll get another closer look on the goalie cam. Just phenomenal playmaking. Preston trying to prevent the rebound, and he skates a little too far to the left, and that's some very good stick handling there by Catalano to then backhand it in. And here, we'll show that to you one more time for good measure, as that's how Lake Forest steals the extra point from Glenbrook South, who was leading 2-0 in this game, Dylan.
3 unanswered goals. You said it, Sam, it was half a second after the penalty clock had expired, but for all intents and purposes, 3 goals with an extra skater on the ice. So for Lake Forest, nothing at 5-on-5 play, but they do take it 3-2 over the Titans to tie the season series up. And when they'll meet again, it will be the rubber match. But here in the back-to-back home-and-home series, each team wins the game on home ice by 1 goal. Pretty close stuff between these two powerhouses in the state.
Still a great game, and as we get closer to February and March, this is going to be super exciting, Dylan.
Well, that'll do it for our broadcast. Big shout out to Sam Schwartz for coming on. His first time ever on a broadcast. I can't even believe it. He did such a great job. Sam, do you have any final words for the people at home?
This has been great, Dylan, and hopefully we can make this happen again. I've had a blast. Obviously not the result we wanted for Glenbrook South, but lots to look forward to in the coming month. And again, Glenbrook South, they have the most amount of games remaining, so plenty to come.
Well, you're going to hear this guy's voice on the microphone at Centennial Ice Rink next month at the North-South game. But for our entire crew today, Joe Hoffer and Jason Weiss tag teaming the clock in the top left corner of your screen. Gerard Boris, our technical engineer. One more time, that's Sam Schwartz. My name is Dylan Ward. The final score here, Lake Forest wins it 3-2 in overtime. Up next for the Titans, Wednesday night, as they will be back at home at Glenview Ice Center against the St. Ignatius Wolfpack. Till then, have a great rest of your Sunday night, and we will see you soon right here on the South Hockey Network.